See if it comes up. Other issues. Yep, it's up. Facebook, Periscope, YouTube is up. And we're waiting on Twitch. Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Monday, September 2nd. We're going to be going over today's breakdown, which is the LSU-Texas game, which will be this coming Saturday night at 6:30. We'll be on ABC. We'll have the breakdown from last Saturday's game, and we'll give you the analysis on that game. So, what to expect in this Saturday's game versus Texas. It's going to be a very tough series for LSU and Texas. This is going to be in Austin. I'm expecting. I don't know if they're going to win this game, but if LSU can come out the gate early and play, I'm pretty sure they might have a shot to win it. So I'm not saying they have a shot, but they might have a shot. So let's see if you're on Facebook, Periscope, and see if anybody's on there. We'll make sure you're in. So I'm going to switch this over to the public. We'll do that in a second, so everybody can come in and talk. Everything is up on the screen. So we'll also put the chat room on. So let me go ahead and put that on in a second, so everybody can come in on chat room as well. We're waiting on the chat room to come up on Restream side. We should be up in a second, and hopefully we are. Yeah, we are. So I don't know why Facebook is so freaking ridiculous with their stream. I don't understand that. Sorry about that, folks. I know it's a little Facebook's a little annoying at times, but we just got to bear with it. I know it's not my connection, but that's unfortunate. So we're back on again. So let's go ahead and go over some MLB scores before we begin our show tonight. Switch this over. Get this over to the side. Bump this up. So we should have a pretty good setting. So everything's on. So we'll switch over to text. Close that off. So everything's on the screen. Okay, let's give you the MLB scores at this hour at 8:42 Central Time. That's here in the Central Time Zone. Waiting on the MLB scoreboard to come up on the screen. Okay, MLB scores. In the middle of the sixth, it is Cleveland up 6-3 against the Chicago White Sox. 6-3 Cleveland on top. Scroll down. It is Dodgers up 9-4, top of the fourth. Also, it is the Mets up 7-3. The Rangers win 7-0. Also, Minnesota wins 4-3. Also, Tampa Bay wins 5-4. So Tampa Bay wins 5-4. Also, Braves win 6-3 today. Also, Phillies win 7-1. Also, it was St. Louis winning 3-1. Chicago winning 5-1. Also, Arizona winning 14-7. And the Houston Astros went 3-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. That was in 10 innings. So that was the MLB scoreboard. Let's give you the minor league scoreboard. I'm going to do that in just a second. Switch this over. See if it's still running. Okay, finals today. Buffalo winning 5-3. The New Orleans Baby Cakes winning 10-1 against Oklahoma City. They are now 73 and 65 on the season. So for their last season. So I'm glad that they getting their winning season and stuff like that. So they're not going to make the playoffs, but they will have a winning season going out. So also Indianapolis winning 4-0. Omaha winning 6-0. Also it was Gwinnett winning 8-5. Also it was Columbus winning 11-3. And Nashville winning 6-5, and also Pentucket winning 5-4. Also Norfolk winning 7-6. Syracuse winning 8-4. Also it was Iowa winning 9-6. Also Reno winning 7-1. Also Las Vegas winning 3-2. And also Sacramento winning 8-4. And also Fresno winning 6-5. So 6-5. And we'll go over the AA scores. Okay, AA scores. Harrisburg winning 1-0. Biloxi winning 6-1. Also New Hampshire winning 8-7. Also Trenton winning 8-7. Also it was Binghamton winning 4-3. Also it was Richmond winning 7-1. Erie winning 4-0. Mobile losing 5-4. Also Pensacola winning 8-0. Springfield winning 11-0 over 11-6. Excuse me, 11-6. I don't want to mess up. 11-6. Also, let's see. Northwest Arkansas winning 2-0. Also, Amarillo winning 6-5. Also, Mississippi winning 3-2. Also, Tulsa winning 4-3. And also, Jacksonville and Jackson is canceled due to weather, due to the hurricane up and due to the weather conditions. So, that's it for your MLB scoreboard update. Let's go ahead and recap what happened with the Texas Longhorns last week. Texas Longhorns win 45-14. I'm going to tell you, this game right here, Louisiana Tech didn't have a chance against Texas. I'm going to be honest with you. Texas was way too much for Louisiana Tech. And they're going to pose a threat to LSU this coming Saturday when they play them in Austin. LSU have never won in Austin. Never. They never won in Austin. I don't know how long they haven't won in Austin, but the truth of the matter is this is going to be a good test for LSU in this season because, look, you need these conference games, these non-conference tough opponents to test yourself because, look, if LSU wants to go undefeated, they have to beat Texas. That's the thing about it. They have to beat Texas because I'm going to tell you, look, if LSU loses this game this Saturday, I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to go 11-1. I hate to say it. They will go 11-1. I mean, you got to be on your toes when you play Texas. Because that team right there, look, coached by Tom Herman, and he's got that quarterback, Eniger, and that's one hell of a quarterback right there. So that's one thing LSU is going to be dealing with this coming Saturday night in Austin. So let's give you the scoring recap. Let's go ahead and begin our scoring recap on the Texas Longhorns. That's we'll give you a breakdown on them. Okay, Texas did score in the first quarter. That was at the 12:40 mark. It was a 4-yard touchdown pass from Eniger. That was on 7 plays and 57 yards. It was 7-0 Texas. That's one score. They scored fast. So it took 7 plays to do it, to score. Now the next touchdown, takes 11 plays. 11 plays and 74 yards. That was at the 13:20 mark in the second quarter. They made it 14-0. Also, 10:26 left to play in the second quarter. They did score. It was on 2 plays. So 2 plays. And all it took is 2 plays to be up 21-0. This team's very fast. When they score those touchdowns, they're absolutely going to go fast. It might take 2 plays or maybe 3 plays to score. But they score. Now the next one was a field goal. They kick a field goal. It made it 24-0. That was at the 2:56 mark. Also, Brandon Eagle gets a 25-yard pass from Sam Eniger. It was a 9-play, 74-yard drive. It was 31-0. They shut him out. They completely shut him out all the way through the second quarter to the third quarter. They shut him out all the way through. They did not score against Texas between the second and the third quarter. Now, they scored in the fourth quarter. Louisiana Tech scored. That was on 9 plays and 75 yards. It took 4 minutes and 13 seconds off the time of possession. It was 38-7. It was 38-7 in the fourth quarter. Now, the next play over, Louisiana Tech scored again. That was on 12 plays and 70 yards from Jamar Smith. It was 3 minutes and 52 seconds off the time of possession, and also 7:54 was the time. So it was 38-14. Texas put this game away. Texas absolutely put this game away on a 5-play, 27-yard drive. That was at 1:43 in the game. 1:09 left to play in the game, and that was it was 45-14. So that was Casey Thomas's 2-yard run. So this team right here, Texas, will score without a shadow of a doubt. I don't care if it's the first quarter, I don't care if it's the second quarter, and I don't care if it's the third quarter or whatever. They're going to score. Without a shadow of a doubt, they're going to score. So let's give you the box score recap on Texas. I'll pull that up. Okay, this is what I'm showing you on the screen. Sam Eniger, this guy right here is the real deal for Texas. He threw 4 touchdowns. He threw for 276 yards. His quarterback rating was 135.9. So we have to contain Sam Eniger. That's one thing you have to do in this game this coming Saturday is contain him. Because if you don't contain him, he's going to run all over. He had 8 carries for 34 yards in the game. Their main running back was Ingram. He had 11 carries for 78 yards. So he had 11 carries for 78 yards in the game. And that's something right there. Look, we're going to look at those guys in just a few moments. We're going to look at their stats. We'll look at another stat system. Okay, the wide receiver core. Your main guy was catching the balls was let's see, Devin Dumbermay. He had 9 catches for 55 yards, 6.1 average. Ingram had 3 for 43. Johnson had 4 for 59. Also Smith 4 for 31. Also Brandon Eagle 3 for 59 yards. So that's the box score right there from the last Saturday's game. So we'll give you their main stats was on the year. But I'm gonna pull this up 1 second. I'm about to do that. I'm about to give you a little sneak peek of it. Let me give you what Sam Eniger did. We showed you his numbers. His quarterback, he threw for, like I said, um, he threw 38 of 28 passes in that game. So that was something right there. Now, we'll give you the wide receivers. We'll give you from last year. We'll give you their breakdowns from last year. So I'm going to do that. Let me switch it over. Okay, from last year. This is from last year's games. Eniger had, he threw for a whopping um, 3,296 yards. He had 25 touchdowns last season. He also had 5 interceptions. So he didn't have that many mistakes in the game. His quarterback rating stood at 146.91. He had a good quarterback rating last season for Texas. That's one thing. They also used Shane let's see. The other guy, he had 273, so he was the main quarterback last season for Texas. So they're going to have another quarterback. He's a sophomore now. He is a sophomore this year. And I'm going to tell you, he's going to have 3 more years left. And he's probably going to be up at a Heisman sooner or later. So make no mistake about it. That's the main guy we have to stop right there. If we're going to win this game against Texas this coming Saturday, it's Eniger. That's what we have to stop. Now the running game. We'll show you their running game. Switch it over. Okay, that's what we'll show you. These main guys right here. Trey Watson last year, he had 3 touchdowns. The main one was Eniger. He was a dual threat quarterback. And I'm gonna tell you, when you facing these dual threat quarterbacks, you better bring your A game, because I'm gonna tell you, if you don't stop these guys, I'm gonna tell you, you're bound to have a long day. And that's one thing they have to contain is Eniger, because he can run. Also, so that running back, that main running game is their quarterback, and that's Eniger. So that's one thing we have to contain. Now the wide receiver core, we'll go over the wide receiver core. Give me 1 second to switch this over. And I'm looking at the, this is the one that the Saints got little Jordan Humphreys. That's one of the guys from last year, little Jordan Humphreys. He's playing with the Saints now, so he had some good catches last year. He had 86 catches for 1,176 yards in his game. Also, they had Colin Johnson. He has 68 catches for 985. Also, Donovan May, I'm going to say his name right. Donovan May had 41 catches. He's also still playing for that team. Also, Andrew Beck, he was a senior last year for that team. He had 28 catches for 281 yards. Also, Ingram. That's another guy, Ingram. Let's show you his catches from last, what he had from last week. These are you guys from this year. I'll show you his numbers. Okay. Johnson, he had 4 catches in that game. Also, Eagle had 3 catches. Now, this guy, he had 9. So, he's the biggest threat right there. It's Dunamay. I'm trying to say his name. Also, Ingram had 3 catches, and also Smith. So, these are your new, this is the 2019 version right here. Last year, these were the, let's show you last year. Last year, they had little Jordan Humphreys and all of them. That's one thing. That's the guys you have to contain. It's Johnson and Ingram, because Ingram is going to make some significant plays for Texas. So that's just the reality of it right there. So, okay, let's give you that red zone efficiency. I'm going to do that in just a second. Let me switch this over. Give you that red zone efficiency. In that red zone efficiency, last week versus Louisiana Tech, they were 4 for 4. So they were 4 for 4. They had 4 touchdowns. They had no field goals. They didn't kick no field goals last week. But I'm gonna tell you, if you can cover that red zone and make them kick field goals, that would be Achilles heel right there. That would help you right there. So 4 for 4 is amazing. So that's the reason why we have to contain that red zone efficiency. Going into this game this coming Saturday with Texas. So that's the concern right there. I'm looking at as of right now is that red zone. They had a pretty good red zone efficiency rate. Now let's give you their third down efficiency rate from last Saturday's game. They went 8 for 15 against Louisiana Tech. So 8 for 15 is good. And that's why we have to get off the field on third down. Sure, last week we did pretty good getting off the field, making them punt. But Texas is going to pose a threat. Texas will pose a bigger threat than Georgia Southern. They will pose a bigger threat. So that's something we're looking at right there. This is the third down efficiency right there. So that's going to be a concern right there. Getting off the field on third down. We have to make those adjustments to get off the field on third down. Now, let's give you the fourth down conversions. They were 1 for 2. And they were at 50%, so they were near perfect right there on those fourth down conversions. So 50% conversion rate for Texas. So that's something right there we're looking at right there. That's a concern. That's gonna give us look. The LSU defense, look, they did well last week and getting 2 fumbles last week, 2 turnovers. That's something we have to continue doing, is getting those turnovers at all times. I mean, we cannot, I cannot stress that enough to folks. I cannot stress that enough about defensive efficiency. I cannot stress that enough. So, let's give you the turnover margin. Let's go from, okay, they were +2 in the turnover margin. +2 in turnover margin. They only lost the ball once. They gained the ball 3 times. So they're good at giving in that turnover margin. They are very good in that turnover margin. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. They're very good. They're not gonna give that ball up. They only gave it up 1 time. So that margin is at +2. So coming into this game versus the Tigers this week. So let's give you the let's give you some sack information. Let's give you some sack information. I'm about to do that in just a second. Okay, sacks. Texas got 1 sack. So if you could get Joe Burrow to elude those sacks and stuff like that, and make some runs and stuff like that, we could be perfect for that. We could be perfect. So we can't let them get sacks, because they can sack. They got one guy that's his name is Overshow. His last name is Overshow for Texas. So he's a pretty good defender. I'm going to give you his numbers full. I'm going to give you his numbers from last year. I'm going to give you his. I'm going to pull his numbers up from last year. Last year he had one tackle, one assist. He didn't get no solo tackles. So that's the guy that he's a freshman. So he's the freshman defensive back for Texas. So as a team last season, let's give you the split stats on them. As a team last season, we're going to give you that those sack numbers. 1 second. As a team last season, they put up 32 sacks. 32 sacks last season. Now, I'm looking at these numbers right here. I'm very impressed with this Texas team right here. I'm very impressed with them. When they put up 32 sacks. At home, they put up 12. 12. On the road, they get 20. But that's on the road. But a total of 32 sacks last season on defense for the Texas Longhorns. That's something right there. Look, that's going to be a very concerning situation because, look, they can get those. We'll show you the video in just a few moments of last week's game against Louisiana Tech. I'll show it to you in just a few moments. What they did against Louisiana Tech. So I'll do that in just a few moments. I'm just giving you a breakdown on this offense and also this defense. So let's go ahead. I'm about to give you an in-depth look at their what happened last week. Okay, this is what happened last week. I'm about to pull it up on the screen. Okay, we're going to show you the film. I'm going to break the film down. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, this is on 2nd and goal. This is in the first quarter. This was at the 12:45 mark. Texas was lined up in a 3 wide receiver set in the on your left side and 1 running back in the backfield. Let's see what happens. Louisiana Tech had their let's see, their 5 down look like 4 down linemen. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down linemen. That's 5 on the 5 in the box right there. Eniger was back in the shotgun. Let's see. We'll show you what happened. He throws a screen to number 6. He throws it right to number 6, and this is what he does on this play. A walk right in for a touchdown. So that screen play is going to have to be limited. That screen play, because they're going to throw those screen plays at every angle or every corner. That was a good angle, and that was a touchdown right there. On that first that was at the 12:40 mark. They scored at the 12:40 mark. That was the first score. This is what happened on 1st and 10. This is in the second quarter. We're giving you another. Eniger just throws it right to up the middle. So he's hitting those middle passes. So he's going to hit his receiver on those middle passes right there. That's one thing you cannot let happen. It's those middle passes, because they will throw those middle passes and you're going to get burned 9 times out of 10. And that's a first down right there to number 16 for that's Smith. So that's one guy you have to cover at all times is Smith. Okay, this is on 1st and 10 once again. This is at the 13:44 mark. Once again, you have 3 wide receivers, 2 on your left and 1 on your right, and then you also have running back in the backfield, so they run that, and they also Louisiana Tech was in a 4-down play. Let's give you the details. Show you what happened. He throws a little pass to number 21, and he catches that pass. So that was a good pass right there. So I'm gonna tell you, you have to be very vigilant when they get those passes off to that middle. That's going to be a time to make the hits on them or cover that pass. So 21 goes around him. That's for Texas. Okay, this is on first and goal. Once again, he drops back, he rolls out, looks like a good pass, and he throws it to 9. So he throws it right to 9 for the touchdown. So that was so he had a good rollout right there. So the best thing for us to do is get a blitz. Is get that blitz and trap him. And trap him. He's going to throw it now. But we have to have our defenders back there to make those passes, make those catches, make those defensive plays. We have to have those defenders back there. You have to trust your secondary, because if you trust your secondary, they will make the play. Sure, if you can't get to Aniger, you have to disrupt his timing pattern. That's what you have to do, is disrupt his timing pattern. So he rolls out. That was a good rollout right there. So he throws it, and it's a touchdown. So it's an easy touchdown for them. Now this is on. Let's look at their defensive alignments. Okay, Louisiana Tech is in the shotgun. They have one running back. They have 4 wide receivers. Looks like a running back in the backfield. So you got your 3 wide receiver set, and you got your 2 running backs. You got your fullback, and you also got your running back. So your 3 wide receiver set was going on. Texas was in a 4-man front. Let's give you the they get a run, and they don't get much on that run. But they got right through that line. That was on 3rd and 3. They got right through that line. If LSU could do that with Wehmeyer and the other guy, I think they'll make some plays like that. I think they will make some plays. But it was a fumble. I think it was. I'm trying to see if it was. Yep, this is on 2nd and 1. Texas once again has 3 wide receiver straight down the middle. They have 2 on your right and 1 on your left, and it was a running back run play. Now it goes to a pass play, and it was a touchdown right there. So Aniger can throw. He can throw from anywhere. So yeah, let's see what happened. I don't think they. Let's see if Louisiana Tech had a blitz on him. That wasn't no blitz. So that wasn't no blitz. They had good potential blocking right there. They had good potential blocking, Texas, because that offensive line of theirs blocks pretty well. So that's a breakdown right there. So that they went up 21-0. Texas can score that damn easy. I told you those plays. I mean, it could be either 4 plays, it could be only down to 3, it could be down to 2 at nauseum. So this is on 1st and 10 Texas is on defense. They're running a three down lineman, so they ran a 3 down lineman. Everybody is back there expecting a pass. That's what they're doing. All those guys back there expecting passes. So they run a 3 down lineman. So they're running that 3 down lineman play. So that was a good defensive play by Texas right there. So when you got that 3 down lineman play and you got all those people standing back waiting for a pass, that's something they're going to be expecting right there. It's a pass play. That's what they're going to be expecting out of it. It's a pass play. So I look at it this way. Joe Burrow has to be on his feet. I don't care if he has to get out the pocket and run. If you throw that pass, it's going to be picked. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be picked. And it's going to be either for big yardage and brought back for 6. So that was a good defensive play by Texas. Okay, this is they run a 4 wide receiver set, so they're back to a 4 wide receiver set. That's 4 wide receivers, and they have a running back in the backfield. I'll show you the play. Sam Eniger's he stays in that pocket. He stays right in that pocket. Nobody was after him. He stayed in that pocket. So he is going to stay in that pocket. But he's also going to run. That's something right there. He had 8 carries for 34 yards against Louisiana Tech. That's something right there. That's something you cannot mess around with. So we'll show you again. I'm going to bring it back up again. This is what happens. We're showing you once again the 4 wide receiver set. We'll show you again. We'll scroll it back. It wasn't nobody after him. So nobody is pressuring him. Louisiana Tech did an awful job blitzing him. So that's one thing you can't. If LSU does that, that's going to be something. LSU is going to get burned. The secondary is going to get burned. 9 times out of 10, they're going to get burned. What about this guy? What about this asshole? What about the Blockers asshole? So we're going to go back in a second. I'll be back on just a second. Switch this over. Okay, we're showing you another play. This is what we're dropping back. That was a good touchdown pass right there. So touchdown Texas. He was in the once again. He was in the pocket. Okay, once again we'll show you once again 4 wide receiver set. 1 running back in the backfield. Louisiana Tech is running, let's say, 4 down linemen. They're going to run. They have 1 covering that wide receiver. So let's give you the sets right here. They're going to drop back, and he's going to throw that low screen again. He's going to hit 26 with that reception right there. He's going to hit him with the reception. So. So this is on 1st and goal. Once again, they're in the shotgun formation. They only have 1 wide receiver open right there, 1 wide receiver. and they have a running back. They have their blocking back right here. This is their blocking back. And that, so they got the blocking back. He goes in, 26 goes in for the score. So that's the running back, 26 goes in for the score. Okay, Louisiana Tech is in goal line situation. This was at 13:38 mark. Yeah, Louisiana Tech drops back, and they gave up that touchdown. So they gave up their only touchdown. That was in the third quarter for Louisiana Tech. Okay, Louisiana Tech tries to score again. That was at the 8. This is in the fourth quarter. They run, once again, they run a 4 wide receiver set. They have a running back. Also, Texas is running that, once again, that 3 down linemen. So they're running that 3 downs, 3 linemen on the line, and everybody is back. They're expecting a pass. That's what they're doing. They're going to be expecting a pass from Louisiana Tech. So this is what happens. They do throw the pass, and he gets it, and they get that was only 2 touchdowns they gave up. That was only 2 touchdowns that they gave up in that game versus Tech. So that was their only 2 hiccups right there for Texas. Okay, this is Texas right here. This was with a minute 20 in the fourth quarter. Annika drops back, throws a little pass to number 2, and he gets it towards the goal line. So that's Johnson. That was a good catch by Johnson. So he has to. Okay, this is the 1:14 left to play in the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers set to your left. So that's going to be your 3 wide receivers to your left. They don't have none on your right side. So that's only the left. The running back is in the backfield. They get the ball to Annika, and he gets it in. He gets it in for the score. So that was the dagger right there that they got on Louisiana Tech. Okay, this is the last play. Texas runs 3. Once again, they run 3 down linemen. The linebacker's on the side right there, so it's probably they're expecting a pass again. They're waiting on the game is over. Yep, the game ended. So I'm gonna tell you, all those pass plays that they did in this game, it was all majority passes. That's what that was. I mean, they had screen plays, they had all kind of gadget plays and stuff like that. That screen play is the biggest one that's going to make people miss or something like that. So once again, the Texas Longhorns win 45-14. That was the breakdown of the Texas and Louisiana Tech game from last Saturday. They will take on LSU this coming Saturday at 6:30. We'll give you. Let's go ahead and do the LSU film. I'm gonna break down the film from last Saturday's game. So we're gonna break that down. Give you 1 second to do it. Let's go ahead and start. So once a 3 and out by Georgia Southern, LSU gets a return. So that was a return right there. So number 24 gets the return. As we go, let's begin. Let's see what happens in this game. So Joe Burrow rolls out, hits number two on a pattern. So he throws a little pass, and that was the first touchdown right there by Burrow to Chase. Okay, this is on 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 situation. LSU ran a 3 wide receiver set to your right and 1 running back in the backfield. That's what happened. Joe Burrow drops back, throws the screen to number 22. So that was a good protection screen right there. Good little screen play. They had nobody there covering him, so that was a good reception right there for so number 22 gets the reception for the Tigers. Okay, this is on 1st and goal at the goal line. This is at the 8:17 mark. He runs it and looks like it was a rushing touchdown. Yes, it was. So it's a rushing touchdown by LSU that got LSU up 13-0. So it was a good run, good little run right there. I like this. I like that good little run. That was impressive. So I like to see that all the time with this LSU rushing attack. Is go through that middle. I mean, Georgia Southern didn't have anything. Georgia Southern was a little cream puff football team. Sure, they went 9-3 last year and all that, but they couldn't handle LSU Tigers. Okay, this is on 1st and 10. Georgia Southern. I did this play-by-play. They had 2 wide receivers on your left. They had that a running back in the backfield. They go with the option and good defensive play by the LSU Tigers. I like that. I'm very happy with that. What happened on that defensive play. So I'll be honest with you. Look, I want to see that happen in every game. If they throw a little screen pass or try to drop back or something like that, we have to be there in that backfield to cover that. So good defensive play. So we'll give you another by Stevens. Okay, this is on 4th down and 13. This is a punt formation situation. Looked like almost blocked. I looked at it, almost blocked, and we get a return right here. 24 gets the return, so it was a good return. So without a shadow of a doubt, it was a great return. This is on 4th and 2. We give it off. We hand it off, and 24 just gets the yardage. I'll be honest with you, Dave. You will get the yardage. That's no 27. That's Fournette. Fournette throws a pass and it was a touchdown. So it was an easy touchdown pass right there for Burrow. It was an easy touchdown pass. So LSU goes up 21-0. They're showing the extra point up and through for the extra point. We're waiting on the Okay, Georgia Southern comes back on the football field. 1st and 10. So this is a play right here. This is the option that we're showing you, and they give it to the up back, and he gets a couple of yards on that run. So that's why if I'm gonna tell you, if Texas does those little option plays, you got to be very careful when they do them. Yeah, this once again they do it again. The running back, the quarterback. That's a good defensive play. So I say great defensive play by LSU defense on an option play. That was on 1st and 10. Okay, this is 2nd and 11. So they'll try to throw it. Nope. That's a good turnover right there by LSU. That's one thing I want to see happen in games. It's forced turnovers. That's what I want to see. And that was a good defensive forced turnover right there. So they get that option play. That quarterback right there didn't have a shot. So he was trying to pass, but we caught him. So defensive play right there. Okay, this is on 3rd and goal situation. Once again, Barrow's in there. Let's see what happens on this play. He drops back and he throws it and he hits his receiver. So that was a good reception right there. So that was his 4th touchdown. He threw his 4th touchdown in the game versus Georgia Southern. So that was his 4th touchdown right there. So that was on 5 plays and 26 yards. 5 plays and 26 yards to Marshall. I'm going to tell you, Marshall has to make an impact this week against Texas. Sure, we had some drop balls in that game last Saturday night, but it cannot continue this week, into this week. Okay, this is Georgia Southern on offense. They have 2 running backs in the backfield. They also had 2 wide receivers on your right, 2 wide receiver sets. So let's give you that play. 2 wide receivers. This is the option play. They go with it again, and they try to make a play, but not much. LSU makes a defensive play. That was a good defensive stance. Look, LSU absolutely did well against this triple option. So that's something right there. LSU, these fans have to be proud of. It's that defensive stance on those option plays. Okay, they look like a run play. This is the middle. That was their only run play right there. That was on 3rd and 17. But they get a turnover, so that was their 2nd turnover of the night versus the Tigers. So LaRoche fumbles the football. Joe Burrow looks like he throws that pass, look like a load to number 4. So that was a good pass to number 4. So I like what he did on that pass play. I like what he did. So that's the reason why if Texas comes in with a pass rush, he has to get that pass off in time. That was to John Emery. that Marshall catches a touchdown, so that's his fifth. I think that's his 4 touchdowns right there. So that was his fourth of the season right there, fourth of the day. So 4 touchdowns in that game. So I'm hoping it will continue this week, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. I really don't, because Texas is too damn good. We'll wind it, and I'll go over the runs. That was a good defensive stop right there. That was on 1st and 10. That was in the second quarter. Let me switch this over. Pull this back. So, once again, these are your film breakdowns of LSU and Texas film studies. So that is all for tonight. So we'll go through their depth chart. Let's give you their depth chart as we go. Okay, this is the depth chart going in. They do run a spread offense. They run a spread, and also they run a 3-4 scheme. So, look, LSU. This is going to be a matchup right here. Matchup for spread for spread. That's what it's going to be. Spread for spread. Who's going to be the come out the gates? Colin Johnson is one of their wide receivers. The other guy is John Burt. John Burt, also wide receiver. Also Devin Dunamay. That's another guy right there. Also, so that's your wide receiver, main wide receiver. That's your starter. Sam Eniger is the quarterback. He will be the quarterback. The tight end is Cade Brewer. So he's going to be the tight end in the game versus the Tigers this coming Saturday. He is a junior tight end. So the defenders right there, they have Graham at defensive end, Roach at defensive end, Ovico, Avondale, I'm trying to say his name. He's a middle linebacker. Also, free safety. Brandon Jones is their free safety for their team. So that's the 3-4 the depth chart for the Texas Longhorns for this coming Saturday. So this is from Outland Scouting Service. You can go there and look at the depth charts and stuff like that with teams that involved. So we'll wrap this up tonight. Okay, let's wrap this up. Okay, this concludes tonight's Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show. This was the LSU versus Texas breakdown edition of this Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show. We'll be back tomorrow with a regular show. We'll have the LSU press conference. We'll have Coach Ogeron's press conference. I'll see if I can queue up the Texas press conference as well. That'll probably be tomorrow. Also, we'll have at night we'll probably have the podcast. We'll probably have the Southeastern Coaches show, and also we'll have the podcast after that show. So we'll probably have a few minutes of that. So that will most likely be tomorrow. So as always, like, share, and subscribe. Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show on Facebook, WordPress, Instagram, Tumblr, and also Reddit. You can also follow me through my email at kerry.wehmeyer@yahoo.com. Also, same address for Skype and also Hangout. Also, you can follow me on the um, social media addresses: Facebook, Instagram, um, WordPress, Tumblr. Um, so that's, and also so that is the addresses to Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer. All right, everybody have a good rest of your Monday, Labor Day Monday. So everybody, be safe out there. We don't want anybody to get hurt or anything, so be safe out there. When you're drinking and driving, don't drive your cars. Please call a cab or call an Uber. So everybody have a good rest of your Monday evening, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good evening.